freaking knew this was gonna happen, man. Nothing? Nothing?
Yada, what are you doing?
Guys, you said no more statues. No more. Y'all.
Did you tell on me?
No!
It's only for research.
Yeah!
I swear.
Welcome to Gotham.
Cenobites.
So, it was a little bit of fun there, and a new intro that I really had a lot of fun making. But, yes, welcome back to another video. You've clicked on Gotham Cenobites. I'm Terry, and today is going to be all about, we're going over everything to do with death metal. And I'll show you a picture. This is the cover I got. I really had no idea that there was another cover for this until I saw it in a group, but I like this one because it goes really well with your regular metal Omni. I mean, they look very similar, so I mean, I really preferred this one anyway, but yeah, like I said, at some point with me rambling like this, I will show you the other one. But yeah, so this one is definitely bigger, thicker than the metal event. There is a ton more going on, a ton more that to read, and a lot of it was really good. I venture to say I enjoyed this book more than the metal as a whole. There really were a few stories that were really hard to get through. I'll just tell you, the best part of this book, of course, was the 7-issue run of death metal. And the other things I really loved was Doom metal, which was Nightwing, Cyborg, and some of the Teen Titans teaming up with Lex Luthor and rescuing some of the Legion of Doom members. That particular aspect of the story does heavily involved. It needs to be in this book because if it wasn't for Lex Luthor, we would have been fucked. Just put it that way. But I really liked the speed metal with Wally and the Flash family. Some of my favorite stuff was in the fight section, and then the section before that where you see the Teen Titans. It's like they know the battle's coming, so you get to see them all like their last night together. And then some of that is also the Justice League then they know the battle's coming. But so yeah, those were really enjoyable stories. They definitely add to the story as a whole. Some of the stories I flat out did not care for. I think it was called, I know me being a horror guy, but the scary stories to tell in the multiverse, I didn't care for. I read the Robin King stuff, but then I saw, it just had no bearing on the story, so I honestly skipped those 40 pages. Just didn't care for them. But alright, so the plan for this video is to go over this book very briefly. Spoiler alert, I am probably going to say some stuff that if you're waiting to read the book, go read the book, come back to this video. But yeah, and then after this brief omnibus section review of this video, we're going to get into looking at some of the statues that have already been made from death metal, and then I'm going to go over some characters that I saw in this book that I hope, whether it's XM and or Prime 1, I hope somebody makes those characters. So getting into the story, I'm not going to go over the entire thing, verbatim. I'm just going to highlight some stuff. But it's essentially, I had no idea. I don't know why. I avoided reading death metal thinking it was like something else. But no, it pretty much picks up right after metal. So the story in the metal is they use the 9th or 10th, maybe it's the 10th metal, and they repel Batman Who Laughs, and what they didn't know is that ends up breaking a source wall, which frees Perpetua, and once Perpetua is free, it starts a chain reaction. She's destroying stuff, recruiting Lex Luthor, and the Batman Who Laughs, she undoes and kills a lot of people. So we kind of pick up right there. One thing I didn't know, though, about this book is it is a Wonder Woman story. We start at the Mascara has become a prison, and Wonder Woman is the warden. That's where we start, and you kind of see her in the beginning. She's messing with her invisible jet, but then of course some of Batman Who Laughs minions comes and drops off a prisoner. So essentially that's what she's tasked, a warden of a prison where all of Batman Who Laughs people are scouring the multiverse, bringing people who are a threat back to this prison, and Wonder Woman oversees everything. Well, she ends up, I ain't gonna go into minute details, but somehow she, concocts a plan, and Batman Who Laughs, of course, he knows everything, so he shows up, getting in her face and talking shit, talking about how he knows her, and then the invisible jet he can't see, so that's why he orders her to melt it down. But what he didn't know is she melted it down into a weapon. So it's the chainsaw of truth, and she takes this chainsaw and pretty much, Scarfaces the Batman Who Laughs and just destroys him with a chainsaw. So then they get a brief reprieve, but the Batman Who Laughs minions, somehow they should have burned the body, disposed of it, whatever, but somehow I think they have his brain, they show later, and they put his brain into this alternate Bruce Wayne from another multiverse that somehow has Dr. Manhattan's powers, and once they do that, he pretty much evolves into the Darkest Knight. Now, the Darkest Knight is probably my one humongous issue with this story, because the character design of it is awful. I cannot stand the way the Darkest Knight looks. To me, it looks like those demons from the Ghost movie with Patrick Swayze that I grew up watching. I'm sorry, but that's what he looks like to me. He looks like a fucking shadow demon from Ghost. But, so the Wonder Woman and Batman, I think they end up going to rescue Superman, but they end up having a plan to steal Crisis energy from Perpetua and somehow giving it to Wally, and I don't remember the name of the chair he sits in, but somehow they think that that's going to give Wally enough powers to destroy Perpetua and the Darkest Knight. Well, it ends up backfiring because the Darkest Knight has already taken power of this throne, so he ends up getting his powers amplified like 1,000 or more fold. So he becomes essentially the most powerful being in the galaxy. I think it's 2 or 3 issues it takes for him to actually finally, I mean, they're battling in the background, but he actually kills Perpetua, becoming the most powerful being. But somewhere in that Doom metal that I was talking about, Lex Luthor and Lobo have been collecting the Death metal. So Lex Luthor, again, gives it to Wonder Woman, says, you know, this is you to do, this is your story, and tells her something about, I think it's a truth machine, and like make everybody remember the truth, and somehow that's going to defeat everything and bring everybody back. So yeah, you'll see in the pictures I'm showing you, she uses this truth machine and transforms into this giant gold Wonder Woman. And so her and the Darkest Knight are having this epic battle. And then the Hands. The Hands are the people who created Perpetua. And once she died, the Hands started, you know, alright, we need to go take a look at who this is. And those issues were like the Hands minion that was there collecting all the stories. That was a good run too. It was a great read. I don't remember what the name of that story is, but that was a good part of this book. But so the Hands are coming, and he pretty much tells Wonder Woman, like, no matter if you defeat me or not, the Hands are gonna wipe you motherfuckers out anyway. So just give me your power, and I can destroy them. So she ends up sacrificing herself, you know, fuck you, and ends up killing him anyway. So then the Hands see, you know, her sacrifice, and they appear to her in a form she would recognize. So the issue cover of the 7th issue with the Wonder Woman looking at the other Wonder Woman is how they chose to present themselves to her. And you don't really see Wonder Woman again at the end of the story, but they tell her she's not dead. So I don't know if she ascended and, you know, has become a god now. I don't know. So we don't see Wonder Woman back at the end, but everybody else is alive. Every multiverse world that was destroyed is back. So it's a great end, and it's essentially a Wonder Woman story with the help of a lot of people. Yeah. So yeah, just to highlight, you know, the Trinity. I really dig Wonder Woman's look in this. I know the crown is cool and all for people, but I prefer her without it. Just to, you know, I haven't read too much, you know, besides these 2 metal books, but I mean, Wonder Woman was drawn gorgeous in this book. If we ever do get a death metal statue, I hope there's a switch out with without that crown. But so I mean, I really dig the way she looks, and then Superman is probably the weakest of the 3. The hair, I guess, because he's been on this machine absorbing the anti-life for so long, and it started transforming him. That's why he has the dark side arm. But I don't care for Superman in this one. I have no desire to ever get this death metal Superman in any form of any company and any statue. Maybe a pop, but I don't think they've made him as a. Anyways, Batman looks amazing. He has the brown trench coat. Some people drew it black, but he has a Black Lantern ring, and he's dead in this book. Just the Black Lantern ring brought him back. But yeah, there's a great story in there. He brings back is it Jonah Hex, and Jonah Hex and banter with Jarro and Harley Quinn was also great. But so yeah, just the Trinity. I mean, there's a lot of other characters. Some of them we're going to talk about in the statue section. But yeah, I mean, this book was really great. A lot of surprises. I really enjoyed it. Again, I've already said it. I think it's a better overall. Front to back of that metal book, I was never bored like I was in parts of this one. So, I mean, there's definitely some stuff that you didn't need to put in here, but then there's some other stuff that was definitely essential to add to the story. So I do stand by that. Overall, story-wise, the Death Metal is a better book, but I don't know if it was me just trying to finish this and reading in those spare minutes where I could. on weekends where I knew I probably should have been watching the kids and paying attention to them. I was reading this book, so I was just trying to push through it. So some of those stories were really boring to me, but overall I probably would give it an 8 out of 10. I definitely highly recommend this book. I don't think you need to pay what I paid for it. I think I paid about $120, but then Amazon turned around and gave me like $17 back. So about $103 I paid for this. If you can find it in person or any of your online comic stores on sale, I know some of them, after I'd already bought it, it was here and I was reading it, I saw some of those stores had it on sale for $70 or $80. Definitely get it on sale. I don't think it's worth $120, but if you're a metal fan, death metal fan, this book, you need it on the shelf. But I don't know if I'll ever read the whole thing again. What I would love to do is go back and just read the 7 metal issues on their own, because yeah, there's a lot of gaps in between those other stories. But 8 out of 10 for this death metal book. Go out and find it on sale. I definitely recommend reading it if you're a DC fan or a metal fan. But now let's get into statues. Alrighty, so for the remainder of the video, you're going to see me in the corner, all Gotham Gallo style, as we look at these pictures. I am not going to go into full detail like I would a Gavel with these pictures. I mean, I think you've all, if you're in the hobby and you're watching this video because of the death metal, you've undoubtedly seen these before, so I'm just showing you them. We're going to briefly talk about them. But first, like I said, we're going to talk about some of them that are already made from this book. And then I'm going to get into some of my favorite characters, or characters I would like to see made into statues. But, they're probably not coming. But we're going to start with this one. This is the Prime 1 Death Metal Batman. This one blew me away. I really wanted this one, and I had plans to buy it. But then shortly after, Devastator was shown. And I have all metal statues. I have no death metal. At the time, I thought they were different. Now knowing that they're from the same story and just the way this one looks, I do really believe that this would pair phenomenally with the statues I have right now. But nonetheless, I'm not planning on buying this one for the foreseeable future. But if you are a fan of the channel, long-time follower, I did just talk to Demetrius, or the Incredible Him. He's getting this, and he has agreed to do a guest review. So a guest review for this one, it's probably a few months down the road, but that is coming soon. So next up, of course, you got the Death Metal Superman. Again, like I said, in the book part, I'm just not a fan of this Superman. I've never really been a fan of Superman in general, really enough to buy anything, except for Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill made me like Superman, and that's why I have 2 Hot Toys on that shelf. But I don't really care for Superman other than that, especially to spend this amount of money. But yeah, I mean, it definitely goes well with the Batman. If you're a fan of this character design, I think it's a must. I don't know what the edition sizes on these, and I probably should have gotten that. But again, we're just talking about the statues. We're not going into in-depth. But the Batman is already shipping. This one, I'm not sure what the window is, but I would imagine it's coming in 2024. But you have those two, so undoubtedly you would want to complete the Trinity, right? Well, we were teased the Death Metal Wonder Woman around the time that we saw the full reveal of Superman. In that same show in 2021, we were shown this silhouette, coming soon, Wonder Woman. Now, I didn't pay it no mind because I'd never read Death Metal, but now that I have, and you know that it is a Wonder Woman story, she is essential to them winning. She's essential to everything about this story from start to finish. So I think she needs to be made Prime 1. I don't care if it's an edition size of fucking 80 exclusive and 30 regular. She needs to be made. For those people that have bought your Batman and your Superman, hoping to have all three, she needs to be made, at least. But I would ask, again, like I said in the other part of this video, I really love this Wonder Woman's look the most, but I don't like the crown. And it's not that it's bad, it's just I prefer her not wearing that crown. But the rest of her look, amazing. So if you're gonna do this Prime 1, please give us a bonus head without the crown. That's all I ask. And that's all the death metal for Prime 1, but there's a ton of XM. And we're gonna start right away, just like we did with the last one. This is the death metal Batman. Now, of all the statues I'm going to discuss, this is the only one that is still tempting, that I still think about, that I still really, really, really want. But this is the XM Studios Death Metal Batman on bike, and I liked it before, but then once I got the XM Revenant Malik, now seeing the sculpted cape like this one has, oh my god, this one has the potential to be the best metal statue made. That is before I see Devastator though. But this one, I believe I did do a gavel on. I believe the old gavels. I'll go ahead and find it and put a card there. But yeah, I really digging this statue. And again, honey, if you're watching this, earlobes, you guys, you saw in that little skit we did. This one, I really want this one. I do. This one I wanted for a brief, short stint, and now even after reading the book, I don't want it, and I'm glad I did not pull the trigger. But this, because he's only this fucking, he only looks like this for one issue, maybe not even. I don't remember. But this look, I dig. The Darkest Night. Fuck off, Scott Snyder. I don't know whose idea was to make it. Anyways, this King style, royal, Game of Thrones looking Batman Who Laughs, I really dig the look. If Prime 1 ever did a 1/3 version of this, I'd have to pause and think about it. But I mean, the sculpted cape, again with XM with their sculpted capes, this one I can't wait to see people get it in hand. Like, there's hardly any, only a few XM metal statues that have made it into hand yet, but I can't wait to see this one. And I think Demetrius is getting all of them, so we'll definitely, hopefully have a guest review of this one. But this one does look like it's going to be amazing, just, it's not for me. Alright, so Superman. There is a death metal XM Superman, and I've already expressed my like or dislike. Not really dislike, I just didn't like this character design. He eventually, served his purpose, and he was great in the book. It's not for me. But this is XM's Superman, and all intents and purposes, the art of it looks really great. I'm not, ranking on XM. I do think, this is one of the ones that looks better with the XM version, I think. I love the Prime 1 base, but overall, I think this Superman, and XM, the way they do fire, this one has the potential to be a better option with the death metal Superman. And I do believe this is the last one from death metal. This is the Robin King. And now that I've read the book, I know that bullshit behind him is supposed to be the Darkest Night. I know this is a realistic take based on a cover variant. So I'll try to find it and put that, next to this. I am not a fan of this statue. I'll tell you why. I loved the Robin King. You've already heard me in this video say how much I hated the Darkest Night. So if I got this, I would probably never display the Darkest Night behind him. But I was a big fan of the Robin King look, the way he looks, and what he does in the book. Like, he's systematically, I would love to just see a movie based on him. Just the way he had something in his belt to take out every single fucking member. I mean, nobody was too big for him to beat the hell out of them. But so I really enjoyed this character. But This statue doesn't look anything like the character. I mean, if you saw the character, he's always cartoonish, almost Looney Tunes looking. And this is just a little too realistic take on me. I really hope... I'm going to save it for the next part of this video. But yeah, this is just a little too realistic take for me, XM. The Darkest Night, you made a shadow puppet look amazing. But this Robin King is not for me. So now we're going to get into the last part of this video where we're going to go over some characters I hope get made. This one, it was pretty cool. The way he was able to do, and this is called the Mindhunter Batman. And if you thought the statues you're usually seeing behind me was enough different variants of Bruce Wayne, well, that's going to be kicked up to 1 million in this book. But this is the Mindhunter. Obviously, you know, he's Martian Manhunter and Bruce mixed together. I really like the look of this character. There is some parts of the book where I could understand a casual person getting the look of this confused with the murder machine just for a little bit, but he does. I think he could look different enough, you know, for real collectors. I hope this one gets made. I really do. But I just like the way this character looks, and I hope he gets made one day. I don't think he will. I think Prime 1 is definitely at the end of their metal statues. I mean, we may not even get Wonder Woman. But, XM, let's do it, huh? The next one is called the Dark Father. And again, this is another variant of Bruce who takes on and wins some fucking how. Don't really explain. Maybe they do explain. I was just skimming over it. But somehow he defeats Darkseid and he has anti-life. That's why I was unable to find a good picture of him without taking a picture of my book, and maybe I should have done that. But I like the way this guy looks, and yeah, it's like a classic, you know, a classic Miller Batman, DK almost mixed with some Darkseid there. And if you see there, he has Robin, what are they called? Robin Parademons. It's so fucking, it's just cool. I mean, some of the stuff in this book, the way they can twist the multiverse and have similar characters, different. I mean, Robin Parademons and a Batman Darkseid. It's amazing. I would love to see them do this one for sure. And of course, we talked about the Robin King, and I know XM is already doing it. But if you see in this picture, you can kind of see on the left where he's taking on Firestorm. He just looks very cartoony. But you see there on the right, he has Jonah Hex's head. But if Prime 1 was to do a Robin King, I would be happy with 1/3 or 1/4. The picture in the middle. I know my last video was talking about an Ivy throne and a series of thrones, but if they were to do a Robin King throne like this, with all of the pieces of the Justice League on that throne, that's a statue I'd be willing to have a few arguments with the wife to secure. But yes, this is one I would love to see Prime 1 do. XM, you've already done it, and in my eyes you've failed. But this one I would love to see Prime 1 do a good Robin King. And like I said, the picture right here where he's fighting Firestorm, I know it's a different multiverses Justice League, but he fucking destroys, beats their ass. I mean, it's hilarious, but also frightening. But this next one, I know there's a few Lobo collectors out there I know that would love to see this one. Lobo is essential. He's the one that's out there hunting down the death metal for Lex Luthor. But this is the Batman who frags. So this is a version of Bruce, obviously. I think he took some of his whatever species Lobo is, his blood, and then his bike right there that has the Joker head on the front of it. And I don't know. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah. I don't know if my head's in the way, but yeah. I'll show another picture of it. But Lobo's bike is amazing. I'm sorry, Batman Who Frags. This character, it's very brief, a few pages, but I think this would sell. I mean, you got Lobo collectors out there, a Lobo version of the Batman Who Laughs. I think it would definitely sell. But another one I wanted to give an honorable mention to for Buck Fangs if he's watching. Perpetua. But to me, I don't think it would scale properly because Perpetua is essentially like, you know, as big as a fucking planet. But what I think would work is like a Prime 1 non-scaled diorama, maybe as big as a quarter-scale diorama of either the Shadow Puppet Darkest Night versus Perpetua, or like Barbados from the Metal Rim, the Bat God versus Perpetua. Maybe a diorama, because I know a lot of people who are in the metal line want a Barbados. So a nice non-scale, quarter-scale sized diorama of Barbados versus Perpetua, I think would be really cool. Yeah. And so yeah, I mean, I hope you guys enjoyed the ride. That's my review of the Death Metal Omni, and then a little statue talk. Hope you guys enjoyed the whole video. If you liked the video, please hit the like button and subscribe if you want to, if this type of shit is stuff you're interested in. I don't know for sure what the next video is, but like I said, Demetrius is going to review that Death Metal Batman by Prime 1 for us, but he hasn't got the shipping yet, and it's probably going to take a month or more to get to him, so I would probably put it to mid to end May, just shooting in the dark. If it comes sooner, you know, boondaba, or bazinga, whatever. But regardless, I do thank you guys for making it this far in the video. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody who subscribes, thank you so much. And yeah, regardless of whatever the next one is, I hope to see you guys there, and I'll see you on the next one.